This mug
Well, if you're ready,
is
then
really cold.
that's just all there is to it. Record button recording. Then we can continue this conversation about how Bane and Chiad are the lesbian power couple, and they are going to score us the winning points in the What Fantasy League. And all the rest of those suckers, they may think they're happy with their leads now, but
Yeah.
no.
You know who's not gonna score any more points?
Nope. Who's not going to score any more points? You fucker. You fucker. I hate you so much for that. Too soon.
Is it though?
I will say
Is
this
it
is
too soon?
this is one thing that Rafe has given us that is on par with the Firefly show. We have our very own fan favorite character who died for no reason. Pouring one out for Wash. Pouring one out for Uno.
And Guy,
So,
if you see that, just know
actually
that we
disagree with
absolutely love you.
Yeah.
I bounced back and forth between like trying to send it to him before I showed it to anybody, being like, "Hey, you're cool with this, right?" But,
I mean, to be fair, so far he has actually been fucking awesome with us.
Yeah.
Like, so I feel like he would actually think that that was hilarious.
I like to think so. I mean,
Yep.
if he can stomach our episodes, I think he can stomach the humor.
If he can stop.
There are certain things that he did
Stop
not
with the puns, Andrew.
Yeah.
We're not talking about him stomaching a giant golden spike.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure if he's that
Hey,
upset,
it
he'll
never
just
made
bite
it to
his
his
lip
stomach.
about it if he can. So, what is that? What is that now? He's got the Glasgow smile. Glasgow smile. Yeah.
It's not the Colombian necktie, though.
That's true.
No,
Though it reminds me of the scene with the ghost in Scary Movie 2, with the poltergeist ghost or whatever in the bedroom. You can see it like poking out the back of her, like the base of her skull. Yeah.
Yeah. Good times. Hey,
Anyway,
Just
probably
FYI,
are
a good time to
we?
do the intro? I don't know.
Josh is not, or no, he is. Okay, cool. Andrew, you are not unmuted in Discord.
Oh yeah. Well, it's because what I was saying was too spicy to hear
yeah.
unfiltered and unedited.
Yeah, I'm
But-
gonna edit that whole shit out.
Probably will. But you know what you're not going to edit out? The intro.
There
So
it
I'm
is.
like, I'm pretty sure, like,
Hi,
I'm pretty sure our patrons are just like,
everybody.
okay,
Welcome to
they're
the show.
They're all being fucking quiet. What's going on? Everybody's checking their internet connection.
Indeed.
To
that is a
continue
thing
listening,
that we
please
deal with all the
deposit
time.
$5.76.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, how was your weekend, everybody? I had PAX this weekend. PAX West was across the street from the Cheesecake Factory, so I was at work fucking the whole time, I swear, because
Wow,
Jackie...
fucking the whole time. Holy shit.
Why were you
My
fucking?
partner
we're
went to
shriveled up like
Washington,
raisins.
D.C., and I spent the weekend without someone keeping me at home to actually do fun things, so I went to work the whole fucking time, and it was insane. PAX people are great, but there were so fucking many of them.
I'm just happy because I got AC again this past weekend. For those of you that tuned into the...
I'm happy too.
What
I can
Fantasy
smell your
Draft.
ass from here, dude.
Probably. As one of my favorite sayings about it being hot is my ass crack and Shrek were arguing over whose swamp it was. That was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. And it was pretty bad
I
today. We had
believe
a
it.
fire drill at fucking work again. Somebody pulled the alarm, I guess, or whatever. It's 95, 96 degrees outside, 80% humidity or higher because the South. And we're just standing outside baking. And had my coworker and I remembered to like grab our coffee mugs, we would have just locked up the office and left at that moment. Like, we're done. We're done for the day. We're done for the day.
Yep.
But that was my weekend. I'm very happy about it. So,
Indeed.
but what about you, Josh? Anything crazy or exciting happened over the weekend?
Let's see. Anything crazy or exciting happen over
Other than
the
us getting spanked in
weekend?
the first week.
Dude,
We didn't get spanked.
We got
We
spanked.
did fine.
We got spanked. For those of you following along with the hashtag What Fantasy League, we did. We got spanked, but that's
mine-
okay.
Y'all got beat. Like
some people.
CPS was called after y'all.
Oh,
Andrew was referring to one of our patrons, He Who Comes with the Wine. He is a member of the team Fang and Flame, and they barely made any points. It took an appeal to the commissioner to make sure that they did not end week one, which granted, week one had 3 episodes,
Yes.
but they would have ended week one with negative points. I'm glad to see you guys are on the board. You're still going to lose, but at least
Yeah.
you're on the board. You're not going to get skunked.
Indeed. Well,
Which is good.
maybe.
And join us next Sunday for our next points tally.
Indeed.
But speaking of joining us, we are the Black Tower Podcast. We are a Wheel of Time podcast. We talk
that
all
what we
things
do
Wheel
here?
of Time. Normally
Jesus.
the books, sometimes the TV show, but definitely always talking a lot of shit and about beer for approximately 23 and a half minutes out of every episode we can, because we
Facts.
never got out of college frat boy houses.
Even though literally
you're-
none of us were in a frat, you know.
That's absolutely true. Absolutely true.
I was in a sorority.
I am your Bajan never letting angry comments go, Mahale, Andrew. You imagine if that
I
same person
am
is still listening to
your-
us and they're just like, why every fucking time?
I am your always justifying the show, Mahale. Yaman Khan Mahale, Daniel.
The Amazon shill Mahale.
Yeah, there you go.
And I am Josh. I'm the one who keeps a running tally of characters who were done dirty by the Wheel of Time. Ruark. And now I've added Uno. Y'all got
Uno
done dirty.
wasn't done
Justice,
dirty.
justice for Ruark. Justice for Uno.
No, he didn't get that dirty at all. Not while Josh is drinking.
Do you know how long I was like trying to get the screenshot, forgetting I could do it some way that I won't reveal because I don't want it to get patched or fixed, just to make the meme. Like to the point where I was about to sit there and be like, I wonder if I email or message like, the account, like the tweeter of chaos, could I get lucky enough where they would send me us a high res pic so I can make that meme. And I was like, let's not do that because
Well, when the high res is available, I'm sure you can get it then.
the one I got looks better than I thought it would, especially because like it shrinks down everywhere else rather than being on like the big screen right here.
It looks good.
But oh man,
Morshadi about to get himself in a timeout. Little punk. All right. So speaking of What Fantasy League and the TV show, that's what you know. But we got to talk about one thing first. I know a lot of you got on Twitter after the TV show aired and you got spoiled. And that's no fun. You don't like getting spoiled.
Agreed.
We don't want you to get spoiled. And,
Actually,
you know,
we
when
want
you
to
say
spoil
people,
you, but at the same time,
we would love to spoil you, but not in that same way.
Yeah, we would love to have you join our Patreon so that you can spoil us, so that we can spoil you.
Yeah, that's a good one. Ooh, that's a good. Ooh. Well done, sir.
Yep.
I was just gonna say, I've heard a lot of people that have been like, "Hey, I googled Varen because she was kind of a cool character in episode 3, and holy shit, did I get spoiled!" And that's
Yep.
no fun. So when you
No
Google
fun.
people, don't Google people. Okay, what you need to do is you need to go to thegreatblight.com. Okay. Thegreatblight.com is, it's where Nablus got himself a big old blight up there. And what does he do with it? He does something good. I don't know yet how that fits into his evil plans, but
I do.
I will remain
Oh wait, was I not supposed to say
steadfast.
that out loud?
Yeah.
Shit.
Way to go, buddy.
Two words. Tax write-off.
There you go.
Because even the dark one is not safe from taxes.
From the IRS. The IRS is the cockroach of bureaucracy. It
Who
will
sent you? The
survive.
White Tower? The Black Tower? Sir, we're from the IRS.
Ah!
Oh, 7,000 years of back taxes.
But no, you can go to thegreatblight.com. You can see updates from different content creators. You can see different blog posts and articles. You can see all kinds of fun things. And the coolest thing about it is that they have spoiler-friendly, book-by-book Google capabilities. And it's actually super cool. They've done a really good job over there. So go over to thegreatblight.com and look up your favorite character without getting spurled.
Earl.
And speaking of spoilers for this episode, you may be surprised to learn that in terms of the books, there's almost no spoilers. Unless you count
He's true.
books
In
1,
terms
2,
of
3.
spoilers, we have no spoilers.
Because I thought I could use one spoiler warning and can't, because there technically will be spoilers for books 1, 2, and 3. And if it happens like more beyond that, we'll say, because this episode we're gonna talk about the TV show for like once. It's like our one annual episode about the TV
It kind
show.
of is, isn't it?
Yeah. So obviously at the point that we're recording now, which is September 5th, we only have the first 3 episodes of season 2. So that's pretty much all we can talk about. And we'll probably drone on about the rest of the season at the Gathering Madness, which you should definitely come to if you're not
In
already planning
October.
on it. Get your flights, get your hotel, blacktowerpod.com/TGM.
You only got a couple weeks left.
Yeah. TGM as in the guest mate. Not saying that's what's going to happen at the Gathering Madness,
Hey-o.
but you have fun. Do what you got to do.
We're not here to judge.
Yeah. So,
Also, bring a
Yeah.
cosplay. We're gonna have some fun.
thankfully
fun.
I still have my Viking stuff. Though, Josh, I might have to borrow something from you just to make it easier. I don't have to. I mean, it's definitely longer and harder. But what I want to borrow, not your dick. But yeah, so episodes 1 through 3 of season 2. Overall, from what we've seen so far, do you have hope not only for the rest of this season, but for the future of the Wheel of Time TV show? With what we've seen from season 2 so far, are you about the same as you were from season 1, or do you feel like there's less hope of us getting the full show going forward beyond season 3?
I will say this. Based on what I've seen from the first 3 episodes, significant improvement. Significant improvement. Are there still things in there that I don't like? Yes. There are things in there that I'm just like, that still just irk me to no end. But having said that, we've gotten some extremely good adaptations. Extremely good adaptations. And I think that if season 2 is this consistently good throughout the entire season, I'd say season 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 are in good hands.
Yeah. Well, I also want to take a step back for just a moment. The Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, a handful of other adaptations, book cloaks they absolutely come out of the woodwork, and they absolutely say over and over again what was good, what was bad, as far as sticking to the books,
Sure.
as far as trying to do things like that. And I'm okay with that to a certain extent. I get that it's not likely to fit your headcanon, and I appreciate that, and I'm not mad at you for wishing that it did. Now, the way that you present that easily can bother me, depending on whether it's a good way or a bad way. But in the end, the fact that it doesn't fit your headcanon, I appreciate that, and I'm not mad at you for being a little annoyed that it doesn't fit your headcanon. But one of the reasons that I bring up those other series, for example, is I want to talk for just a second about adaptation aside, script sort of aside, in terms of just exactly what parts you would put in and what you wouldn't, and like things that you would say slightly differently. All of the major actors in this show are absolutely murdering it on acting.
Yes.
The acting for this season has been so good. Say what you want about the characters and their motivations. I get it. I'm not mad at you. But you have to admit that the actors are doing those roles and those lines so well.
Yes.
And so again, talking about the show, I'm also with Josh. There are things that don't fit my headcanon. There are absolutely things that I would communicate to the audience differently than they are. But at the end of the day, I'm also very much more happy with certain things in this season.
Andrew, how about you? Oh, sorry.
Because I just think that I feel like, again, this series is so dense and so intense, and Robert Jordan puts so many Easter eggs and or foundational things early on in the books. And I really do feel like the showrunners get the story, even if they're not actually giving us the books.
Yeah. RJ2 is doing us right.
That, right? I cannot say that with 1,000% certainty, because there are some things that are absolutely still up in the air that could be resolved really well and could be resolved really badly. So I can't say, oh yeah, no, they've proven it 100% yet. But at the same time, the way that they've set stuff up, I am not mad at the changes that they've made, because I feel like they understand the spirit rather than the page, if that makes sense. Anyway, Andrew.
Yeah, I think season 2 is absolute hot garbage. On opposite day,
hey!
Shit.
Got him!
Just had to make sure everybody was still paying attention.
Dude, I did. You reeled me in. I was like, wait, whoa, this is not the conversation we had.
Yeah. No, I love it. I feel that that so far, based off obviously of just the first 3 episodes, because we're not fancy enough to get screeners for the episodes, Amazon.
Yes.
Hey.
But thanks for the boxes. Those are fucking dope.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I'm not gonna complain.
So thank you, Amazon.
I'm happy at the level of our current relationship, but I want to be more serious. Amazon.
So, are you looking at Amazon and saying, "So what are we?"
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing right now? Is that what you're doing right
more
now?
Of a show.
Amazon.
Yeah.
So what are we? I mean, like, you never answer my calls when you're with other people.
Yeah.
Like, what are you ashamed of us?
Like any other fan, like I want as much of the show as I can get when I can get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course I would love to see all the episodes, but there is a lot of the fun and excitement about watching the TV show as it comes out is the suspense and the hype of waiting for the next episode to come out. Same with the books.
And of course, we
well.
wouldn't be able to play our fantasy league if we actually did get screeners, because that would be
that's true.
super unfair.
We'd have to be like mods in our own fantasy league.
Right.
If we ever get to that, then we might just have to designate one person.
I was gonna say I'll be that guy.
The screeners.
I will be that guy because I don't like
rotate.
spoilers. So
we rotate. Like I don't get to watch episode 1. That would really make things confusing.
That would really fuck.
That'd be weird. Like ratchet that one up to hard mode.
Yeah.
Oh, we on X Games mode.
Yeah. But anyway, so far I feel like they've kind of done like a bit of a Machiavellian thing with the changes for the TV show, where at least so far the most egregious changes that they've made to the show, they did in season 1. And then some of that was obviously like not necessarily intentional. They didn't plan on doing certain things certain ways, especially wrapping up with season 1. But
which is
I
not
feel
to
like
excuse
season
what
2
we did get, but also to explain what we did get. But continue.
Yeah, but I feel like with season 2, they've done a lot more to come back towards the books, and include a lot more of those quintessential important scenes and more so important themes and aspects from the books into season 2, and meshing it with the effects and the consequences of the changes that had to be made or that were made in season 1. I still don't think Layla paid off. I maintain that still. We'll see if that ever changes.
I do. Honestly, okay. And that's fair. I'm not trying to change your mind necessarily. I am saying legitimately that conversation that Perrin and Ingtar had in episode 2 around the bodies, that did so much for me to actually appreciate what Perrin is and what he's going through, and the fact that so far he hasn't had Elias, and now he's actually meeting him and gonna come to terms a little bit with his stuff. But like also again, the double entendre that was happening so hard in that conversation around those bodies was so well written. Honestly, I think that might have actually been one of my favorite parts of the season so far, because it might have been two people sort of just standing there talking, but there was so much in there where I was just like, oh man, fucking Ingtar. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I think we could have still got something, if not exactly the same, similar enough, had they stuck with the original motive behind Perrin. Especially given the fucking like sneak peeks we've seen for season 2, knowing that there's going to be a big white cloak scene coming up.
I mean, sure, yeah.
Like, come on. Yeah, but again, it's my subjective opinion that it doesn't, for me, it doesn't pay off enough to warrant the change. And if it does pay off enough for you, then by all means, that's fine. Enjoy it, and kudos. Well, not really kudos to you, but you get what I mean. Live your best life, even if you're wrong. Just kidding. But yeah, no. So far, I'm really hopeful. It is, in most ways, better than I expected parts of it to be. Some things are happening a lot faster than I expected, but it's not bad. It doesn't. So far, there hasn't been a part that felt as rushed as season 1 did.
Well, and even like in episode 3, the not rushing Nynaeve's test. Like, again, let me be clear. I get that is a little bit of a point of contention, and I'm not mad at it. In the books, weird shit happens in her test. Like, there are some earthquakes in the actual tower when she's channeling in the ter'angreal, and like a sister faints or something like that. So there is some weirdness, and there is some like them standing outside of the columns or the arches being like, she gonna come back? she gonna be okay? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on here? But like, she comes back very quickly, and so they really did Hollywoodify Nynaeve's test. But that being said, like, all of the major pieces of it are accurate in terms
I will
of
say,
Yeah, and hey,
she
Screen
comes,
Rant. By the way,
Way comes back twice.
right?
Yeah, Screen Rant. Your
Like-
article's wrong. Your article's wrong. Simply
Your
like
article's
a
absolutely
simple cursory, like an honest mistake is an honest mistake, but when it's so easily identified by a simple Google search,
Yeah.
Well,
like,
and like
it shouldn't be. You shouldn't be saying like, oh, they broke a core and important rule from the books in the TV show. One, it's not a core rule. It's not even that important of a rule. Because guess what? It is important one time in the books. And guess what time that is? When Nynaeve does the same shit in the books that she does in the TV show.
Yeah.
Except we get to see it more directly. Now, her tests are different in the books for the most part than they are in the TV show. The last one is very similar to her last trial as for accepted in the books, but slightly different. But she does the impossible. She channels in the ter'angreal, which should be impossible, and forces it to open again.
Yes.
Thus doing the whole like, yeah, the way back comes but once, but you don't know I'm motherfucking Nynaeve.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
fun fact. Again, this is
Your rules are no
unreliable
match for my
narrator.
rage.
Because fucking Shiriam doesn't know shit about these ter'angreal. She thinks she does.
They even
because some
say-
people have said they kind of know some shit about these ter'angreal. But yeah, like even in the TV show, you're absolutely right, Josh. They're like, we know enough, and you're like, no, you don't. Stop it.
Well, and
Get
Nynaeve is
some
even
help.
like, you
But,
want me
like-
to just go in there, knowing
Right?
that you know nothing and that I just might not come back. You're cool with me just
Right.
I also
But
love the
anyway,
part where they're
like-
like, what happens in there is yours to share if you wish. She comes out, goes to share
Well-
the first time, and Leandrin's like, shut the fuck up. Like, shut the
So
fuck
to
up.
be fair,
I get it, and Leandrin's not wrong for asking, hey, don't burden us with the horrors of what happened. But it still makes me kind of chuckle that it's like, no, you can share it if you want. It comes out, goes to share it. No, shut the fuck up.
No.
Maybe not during the
actually
testing,
did
though.
discuss this just a little bit with my partner, and to be fair, that's not what she says. Because I am sure that some brown sister would be happy to go ahead and catalog Nynaeve's test. She's absolutely able to go ahead and tell them what happened, and the sisters will probably absolutely listen to what happened in her test. But she comes out of the thing and says, we need to act on the information that I got in there. And Leandrin goes, no, we fucking don't. It wasn't real. Shut your mouth, novice. Like that is where I'm like, they know enough from other logs of this to know that what's in those ter'angreal isn't real. Like,
Yeah.
it may be happening elsewhere, but that is a coincidence, not you seeing what's happening elsewhere. Just because your fears may actually come true doesn't mean what you're seeing in the ter'angreal is real. And Leandrin's like, hey, shut up, novice. We're not going to act on information from this ter'angreal. We know enough about it to know it's not real. Shut
I
your
think
mouth.
she literally says something to the effect of, don't burden us with your fears or your visions.
Correct. Exactly. And
Little
so,
column A,
yeah.
a lot more column B, which, by the way, is Daniel's column. So I think that's a very fair point. But there's still a smidge of column
but-
A in there where she's like,
No, there's
shut
absolutely.
the fuck up, Nynaeve. I will
also,
slap the shit out
Leandrin's-
of you again.
Right. Exactly. Sorry. I didn't mean to say there wasn't any of column A.
Yeah, no,
because
no, you're
Leandrin
fine.
absolutely is standing there being like, I didn't actually mean now, motherfucker. Like,
I
tell us
swear
later.
on my
Like,
son's wrinkled ball sack, I will slap you again.
oh,
shit.
Oh.
Which, taken out of context, that's a really cancelable line of
Yeah,
dialogue.
it is.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, anyway, I was going to say something else.
I'm going to say I actually really loved the difference in Nynaeve's test in the show. I think I liked it better.
What piece of it?
The fact that the Aes Sedai gave up. The ter'angreal went cold, and they went, shit. But it's a very fair stance for them to take. Because Nynaeve, look, I love Nynaeve. Please don't take what I'm about to say as me hating on Nynaeve. Nynaeve is a stubborn bitch.
She is.
They're like, Alana comes in and she's like, here's how you do this. You do earth, you do water, you filter your water, you drink the clean water. Everybody has to drink their water. And without even trying, Nynaeve just goes, cool, give me some nasty ass dishwater. Glug, glug, glug. Leave me the fuck alone. And I'm like, Nynaeve, why are you even here right now? You can just fucking go. Just leave. It's cool. Just go. Go back to the Two Rivers. Go back to wherever it is you want to go. You're not even trying. Why are you being this way? And when they give up on her, they're like, it's a very fair sort of assessment to make. They're like, she's been here for months now. She hasn't channeled once. And yeah, it's disheartening. She's the most powerful channeler we've seen in 1,000 years, but she didn't come back.
They lay the blame at Leandrin's feet.
Yeah.
They blame Leandrin for her death. They're like, you convinced her she was ready. And she was not. And it's one of those things, like, I actually don't blame Leandrin that much for it. Because we talked about this a little bit in the Discord, in the TV show discussion, which, by the way, hop over into our Discord, lectorpod.com. Right. There's the link right there. We talked about it there. The ability to channel and the scale to which you can channel, other than it being enough for the rank of accepted, for the test itself, is, by all Aes Sedai counts, absolutely, completely irrelevant and unnecessary.
Yeah.
Because when you go in the ter'angreal, you should not be able to channel. So, by them knowing the potential power that Nynaeve holds, she's more than qualified to be accepted based off of power alone. The biggest thing she has as a problem with is the ability to control it. And of course, someone like Liandrin that wants to see Nynaeve grow and be strong so that she can probably use her to get what she wants her to reach the level of accepted, because guess what Liandrin, we find out, cannot do? She is not allowed to teach novices, because the last one she did fucking died.
Yep.
But once Nynaeve becomes an accepted, and Liandrin says as much herself, I can teach accepted. So if we get you trained, I will break your fucking block, just like I did when I took over the Suan Sanchi and the boat scene. And
that was such a good scene, though.
All I can think of was Dragon Ball Z, though. I don't know if you've watched any of the Super, but Zamasu does the whole like blade energy thing over his hand.
Okay.
And fucking Kabuto does it in Naruto. It does look cool. It's always kind of cool. But because I'm a freaking weeb and an anime nerd, all I could think of was fucking Kabuto and his like medical blade hand. Which doesn't make Liandrin less cool. It makes her more cool, actually, because Kabuto is a pretty cool character.
That scene is so powerful because, look, guys, there are times when you are at work dealing with a difficult boss, at school or something else dealing with a difficult person.
Not me. Look at me. I am the difficult boss.
This is what we have to do. Daniel, I don't know why we still put up with him. It's just fucking...
I do.
Well,
look at that face.
That makes
one of you. Face.
No, but Liandrin comes in and starts off pretty nice. She's like, dude, you need to... You're kind of a disappointment right now. Like, we had high expectations of you, and you're a disappointment. A really bad disappointment. Nynaeve gets super pissy, right? And Liandrin...
But not pissed, which is kind of annoying.
And Liandrin immediately shows her the flaw in her logic, where Leandrin's like, you waste your time with the warders. And Nynaeve's like, they've taught me more than anybody. And Leandrin's like, oh, really? Cool. Check this out. I can make a sword too. Like, just instantly. Just right here. It's cool. It's a cool sword, and it's better than most steel swords. I also love how she says better than most steel swords, because that means we're getting power rot weapons, and I'm happy for that.
Yeah. She does all that, and is also like,
have power rot weapons.
But you don't even fucking need it.
And then she fucking blasts her with the power, and straight up says to... And then as soon as Nynaeve gets angry, she channels back, and Leandrin's like, yeah, good job. However, you're still a fucking casual. Shields her from the source and says straight up, this is beneath you. I want you strong. I need you to be strong. And this is a perfect example of sort of like a tough love teaching moment. Because nobody wants to smack someone they care about. Nobody wants to come in and just be like, hey, jerk, you suck at everything.
You're adorable. I want to smack you all the time.
But it is a very sometimes powerful technique to show people you are capable of so much more. Your current behavior is less than what you are. And Liandrin ends the conversation with those words of affirmation where she says, I want to see you grow. I want to see you better than you are.
That's the
and
pep
it's
talk
such...
I give my penis in the mirror every
and
day.
It makes me love Liandrin even more. And God, Leandrin's going to break all our hearts. Kate Fleetwood, if she doesn't win awards for her performance in this show, she will have been incredibly robbed because her portrayal of Liandrin is just...
Well, she also has more of a motive now than she did in the books for what she does with Nynaeve and everybody. Because now she's got the motive. Fuck, Nynaeve knows my secret.
Yep.
She's a danger. She's a risk. She could very easily and logically assume she probably told Egwene. Egwene's friends with Elaine. She probably told Elaine. Now, if she does in the show like she did in the books and actually takes him out of the tower, I think if that's what she does, to be fair, it is better motivation than she ever had in the books to do.
Yes.
Yes.
Agreed.
Well, also, can we talk about for a moment that fucking Star Wars parallel that I absolutely loved? That, granted, is also very much a super acceptable Wheel of Time sort of talk about, again, sort of other things that Liandrin may or may not have access to, if you will, and things that she might be able to do. But
are you saying Liandrin deals in
ways to channel? No, absolutely not. What I'm saying is that's a terrible line in Star Wars, and we should ignore that it actually exists. But sort of, again, the idea of like your passion isn't what's holding you back. Your fear, your hate, your anger, whatever, isn't necessarily what is making you weak. Because if you were willing to tap into that, you'd be fine. But you're standing here on the line being like, the Aes Sedai are trying to teach you this, but I'm going to tell you the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise.
I see through the lines of the
Aes Sedai would teach you.
Which, speaking of changes from season 1 to season 2, I think what is probably one of the biggest fan craved changes that we've got, and everybody loved, and it's one of some of the first comments I saw whenever season 2 came out. The weaves. Mm-hmm. It's no longer just ethereal white shit flying around. They put colors to the weaves. Earth looks green. Spirit looks white. Fire looks orange red.
Yep.
Water looks blue. Change. And then
it's so good.
It's not just like a different color like per person. We actually get to see them like mesh and mix in together to make things happen several times. And it's like, thank the creator that they made this change.
A blessing.
If we had to go the rest of the season seeing it all just one solid
blessing
color
from the light.
Yeah. Like thank you.
Yes.
I also have to say,
it almost makes me want to say I forgive you for episode 8. Not quite, but we're getting there.
Almost. We'll get there.
This was a solid step in the right direction.
Episode 8 of season 2, I'm guessing he will have forgiven you for episode 8 of next season.
Because we all know that Rafe is making changes in the show to like garner
directly
on
our input.
Yeah. It's like, if Andrew's not happy with me by the end, I might as well just give up this career.
You got the we gave you a Porsche, now give us feedback survey from Amazon, right?
Yeah, except mine was an Aston Martin.
An Aston Martin. All right.
My papa drives an Aston Martin.
It's like an Aston Martin, but you bought it on Wish.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say one
No,
thing
it's an Aston Martin that goes, oh, behave.
that.
Yeah. Lamar Shoddy does bring up a good point though. Loyal surviving.
Yeah.
We'll get
have
there.
they addressed how he survived
No.
the certain dagger slash?
They're just pretending like it never happened so far. And I'm not entirely mad at it, but at the same time, I'm incredibly mad at it.
That wasn't me. That was Patricia.
That was Patricia.
Well, again, it's also interesting that they haven't touched on it at all, period. Because, again, it's the whole idea of, did it actually happen? Well, actually, no, they did deal with it just a hair. They absolutely did. Because Uno says the thing about having to heal from the wounds.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, again, they haven't actually sat down and been like, that dagger absolutely should kill anyone that it slices who isn't, the dragon. But also, like, they did deal with the fact that they basically said the wounds are healable, and they all did. Like,
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
But again,
yeah.
When life hands you lemons, sometimes you make Gatorade.
One of the things that I absolutely
You're not sure how it happened, but you did what you could.
One of the things that I love about season 2 that is supremely better than season 1 is exposition. Season 1 exposition was clunky.
I don't remember that character.
And rushed, and I've got 10 minutes of dialogue, but I can only have 30 seconds to say it in. So, like Tom killing Dana. She's a dark friend, boy. Sworn to the dark. And it's like, Tom, everything out of your mouth is exposition. Like, can you have some real dialogue, please? It just felt very clunky to me. And season 2 is so much better, though. Alana comes in and says, all right, who wants a lesson in the one power? And that's so beautiful, because the people watching from home, they're like, oh yeah, the wispy thing that Moraine did in season 1. No, it's more than that. And now we get to see that. And she starts out it just like a regular class. Hey, what are the 5 different powers? Oh, it's this, and this. Okay, cool. Here's what we're going to do. Today we're going to learn earth from the very stones of this tower. And water. You can pull water from the air, or you can pull water from the river underneath the tower. It doesn't matter. You can pull it from anywhere. And she does a real great job.
Did you know how we know that Alana is indeed a snack?
Because she always has them.
Because she's double stuffed. Which, get it, girl. Hey, whatever makes you happy, go for it.
Oh my God. So, did you guys see Critter's video on that? Critter made a video about Alana and said, this woman is a goddess. And Critter, 100% could not agree with you more.
Well, we'll see.
Perfect. Well, for now. And I have a feeling that when that day comes, you'll still be able to do that video and be like this. She is a goddess. She's a sexually liberated, beautiful woman who likes to eat, slays in every outfit, takes no shit, kills it at work, and is beautifully flawed.
Though I do agree with one. I do agree that she was probably invading Egwene to a whole different kind of circle.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Sharing.
Let's be honest, though. Her 2 warders would definitely rather have Nynaeve in there than Egwene.
Knows how to handle a sword for sure.
Yep.
Which that might have been
honest,
one of the funniest moments.
Yvonne knows how to handle 2 swords. He showed it.
Very true.
Look, some of us like playing with swords, Daniel. Okay.
I didn't say that was a problem. Why are you calling me out?
Lan can too for short periods of time, but he often loses his grip on at least one of them.
Well,
you
know what happens? He's just not as experienced dual wielding as others.
Oh, shit. Speaking
Alana,
of...
can you give him a lesson, please?
Speaking of that, Episode 1 has probably one of the most badass scenes to date. And I think you guys know what I'm talking about.
Sorry, I meant Maxim, not Yvonne. I said the wrong one.
Yeah,
Maxim is the one who handles 2 swords. But
Yeah.
anyway.
When Moraine is leaving and that Fade is following her and she baits the Fade and stabs him in the fucking face.
Oh, yeah.
Gods! That was so cool!
Which, to be fair, I love how we still got the points for that. For the kill. Because she does stab it and hurt it. But she doesn't actually kill it. It does take Lan stepping in and killing that Fade and another one. And then getting his ass handed to him. But,
after he kills like 4 Murdral, our boy can get it, alright?
She does not kill it, Smack. If you're in the... What she absolutely does not. There are 3 Fades that are chasing her. Lan kills 2 of them. Okay, they say 3. They absolutely say 3 Fades. Later on, they 1000% say 3.
Smack, I think you need to give us more points.
He absolutely kills 2 out of the 3 Fades, and then Tomas kills the 3rd one.
Yes.
Anyway.
My precious.
I mean, I would argue that it doesn't count as a loss. Because, he doesn't actually, fully lose. We didn't get to see what would happen if the Fade fully approached Lan on the ground. He was probably planning on, sheathing the sword or something to protect Moraine. But, somebody interfered.
No, and definitely Tomas and Baron deserve those points.
And we figured out who Flaming Sword Guy was.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Tomas.
I'm really sad I didn't do my video because one of my theories was just another warder with Aes Sedai enhanced sword.
Yep.
I would have been right.
I can already hear the angry not fans in the background. Game of Thrones did it first.
Game of Thrones sucks. Wait, what? Sorry.
Yeah.
Did I say that out loud?
Yeah,
also,
we got a bad
worst
episode 8. Y'all got a bad season 8.
Oh, shit! The shade!
Indeed.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Oh, man.
All right.
All right, so let's actually...
What about
Sorry,
funniest? What about funniest moment so far from season 2? I know what mine is. And it's definitely Egwene coming to Alana to ask about weaves and Alana detailing how to handle multiple partners. Hands down, funniest thing ever. And I love the fact that whenever Egwene's kind of shocked a little bit and was like, oh no, that's not no. I wasn't talking about that. Alana's just like, oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, continue on. I love it.
And then she's like, oh yeah, it sounds like you're thinking about it like this. You should be thinking about it like that. And Egwene's like, cool, thanks. Yeah, that was great. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, bye.
She's already halfway out the door when Alana's like, yeah, stop thinking about it so hard. It's actually less complicated. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's
helpful. Cool, thanks.
Already gone.
Yeah.
Done. Got it.
But it was good life advice, Sometimes it's best to focus on your own pleasure and happiness. Especially whenever
at least
the
one
problems
of your
of the world
warders
are
is
double
also exclusively focusing on your pleasure.
This is true.
So
imagine the sensation because they're all bonded and they share feelings and sensations, at least to an extent. So you get the actual feeling combined with the doubled up feeling sensation through the bond that increases your feeling that then goes through the bond again. It's like an infinite pleasure feedback loop. And the fact that they can still
That's
even
how you
think
kill a warder.
and move. Yeah. We didn't spoil that yet. No. The fact that they can even think and move with an infinite pleasure feedback is kind of incredible, to be honest.
It kind of is.
There's got to be
it's like you already when you bust a nut, but they keep playing with it, and you're just short circuiting.
There's got to be some entropy there, though.
Well, eventually, yeah. I mean, it can't actually be infinite. Otherwise, you like touch your Aes Sedai partner and you're already fucked. Like you're
the
done.
orgasm
Like
the orgasm
it's-
feedback loop
it's
through the
efficient.
Warder Bond has a finite life cycle, as
It
well
does.
as a like deterioration rate per loop through the cycle.
You build up a tolerance to it like you do drugs.
Oh hell no! Please no.
I need to mask part of the bond so that I don't just immediately
Funniest part in season 2 so far for me, I loved Loyal and Perrin busting Uno's balls. That shit was killing me. I love
You're
it
taking the
so
piss.
much. Are you taking the piss?
You are taking the
he'd
piss.
never. He'd never. Tell
So
us
close
about
I
that
could smell his
almost.
arse.
And then Uno just cursing up a storm and talking. Oh my god, he was just
I
perfect.
love how he says it
Well,
twice.
I also
like,
actually
you're taking
really
the piss, and they're like,
appreciated-
no, we're not. And then like they start laughing again. And he's like, you are taking the piss.
Yes. Well, I also love that they like that he does actually do a combination of different curses, because he does real world ones, but he also does like in world ones.
Mm.
He actually says like 3 or 4 different
That's true. He does.
actual like in world ones. They're just
Mhm.
also combining it with out of world ones because they haven't set up cursing in the show very much. So there isn't much foundation of it.
And they also showed why profanity is bad. Because sometimes getting your mouth washed
spitting
out with
is
soap
bad.
isn't the worst that can
Wow.
happen.
Wow.
Spitting is bad, apparently.
Fuck you and your
talking
bloody
shit.
oaths.
Talking shit apparently is not a problem, but you spit, then you're done.
Yeah.
Talk shit, get spike. What?
Like talking shit we can deal with. That's just normal run of the mill resistance.
So if anybody else
Spitters
wants
are
to have
quitters
a
and we won't tolerate
podcast,
them.
I'm looking for a new podcast. God, I'm still so messed up over that scene. I'm sorry, I still am.
I'm not. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. It made you care.
Yeah.
It made me care.
Don't get me wrong. I didn't want to see Uno die because I do love Uno, and I don't think that's even a question for any of us.
And that's my point.
But it's one of those like kind of like you begrudgingly, or at least I begrudgingly admit it, that after the whole great hunt scene in the hunt for the horn, for the most part, Uno provides some comic relief and a little bit of flair to the rest of the story. But whenever you're looking at how do we include as many characters that have significant ongoing impacts as possible, I get it. And the fact that like Uno is only impactful to the degree of like the same scope as other characters in the Great Hunt, and we still got him in the end of season 1 and the first part of season 2, I think is great. And I think it shows that they are trying to include characters, even if they know those characters are only going to be around for 3 or 4 episodes.
Yep.
But it doesn't make it any easier to swallow. No pun intended, I guess.
Stop it. Look, I understand. I get it. I do. I understand. And I understand in my logical brain that I have no rational justification for hating that scene. My only reasoning for hating that scene is because I flaming love Uno.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of my favorite characters, and just I was looking forward to see him swearing around Nynaeve. I was looking forward to Elaine taking notes. I was, just, and it just,
he does add things to the plot that, as Andrew stated, are mostly comic relief and whatnot. And those are sad that we won't get later. They absolutely are. But at the same time, I mean, my only disappointment with that scene was the fact that I saw it coming. Like, the second that they showed that spike on the end of the goddamn thing, I was like,
yep,
somebody's going through that spike. I don't know who. I don't know where, but somebody's ass is going through, or that spike is going through somebody's
somebody's mouth.
Right. As I said, I didn't know it was going to be that, but I definitely knew that spike was going through somebody. And when Uno gets pulled over there, I was like, "Yep, nope, Uno's definitely gone."
Yep. Well, he will still forever be known as the GOAT. Just this time, it's
absolutely.
the Throat Goat.
The Throat Goat.
Yep. So let's talk about, for just a couple more minutes, sort of final thoughts on the episodes, as well as sort of what is your, and be nice. Like, again, I'm not saying like you have to actually pick something nice, but like, don't be book cloaks, please. I know that you guys aren't, because we're better than that. But like, also, I do want to hear what you guys are hoping gets better this season. Like, what was there in the first 3 episodes that you would like to see improve upon, because it's not quite there yet for this season. I will start. I really, on one hand, like the fact that they're making Nynaeve have a really hard time in the tower, because that is real. But at the same time, I do want to see her actually learn how to deal with her block. Not get over her block, but deal with her block for a little while. Because in the books, she does actually do a better job of figuring out what makes her mad, so that she can get mad and get channeling. And so far in the show, even though there have been a couple of times where she actually does get fairly mad, she still can only channel when she's actually up to like an 8. And she can't seem to get herself up to an 8 on her own. Someone else needs to push her. So I'm definitely hoping that she figures out how to deal with her block and then later loses it, because it is a deterrent. But I think that's sort of my my take on sort of what the thing in the season that I most want to see happen before the end of this season. So, Josh, you sounded like you had something already.
Look, there's 2 things that are kind of messing with me right now, and both of them are in Perrin's storyline. First off,
okay.
I want them to address the dagger. If the dagger does not kill on contact, okay, explain that to me. Say that to me. Tell me that that's different. Please don't just ignore it. Please don't just go, ha. And I know Rafe and the showrunners love to do the callbacks. They love to do the dramatic reveal at the end of the season. And I'm basing this off of one season, but I'm also basing this off of theories that I have about character reveals, aka Selene. That's going to be a sick character reveal. That's going to be awesome.
All right, Mr. Hatch.
Dude, look, love it or hate it. Love that character or hate that character. I'm trying not to be too spoilery for TV show watchers. But love that character or hate that character. That's going to be a stupidly awesome reveal at the end of the season. And I'll die on this hill. And the second thing is I'm really going to need, and I feel confident we're going to get it, but I'm really going to need some exposition on Perrin's abilities. They are
we're definitely getting
not at all like they are in the books. It's a completely different power. And I understand it. Look, like I said, I'm not going full book cloak. I understand it. Perrin can't walk into a room and go, yes, there was a family here. The girl, she survived. Like, I get it. That's not going to happen. And I would be really upset if they tried to do that. And anybody out there who wants to try and argue with me, come on. You really want Perrin to walk around doing this all the time?
No, I want someone to walk behind him
Fail
and
is
keep
on her
talking about how
period.
he sniffs the
That's
air.
why she's cranky. Like, come on, dude. Get out of here. Stop. That's not how... We know there's going to be adaptations. Television's a visual media. But it better be a good explanation as to how this new visual prowess
Who's got the pissed off
works.
traffic jam outside their window? Okay.
Yeah, remember Daniel lives on
I'm just
Pill
like making
Hill?
sure I'm just making sure I'm not hearing shit and like hallucinating or
Yeah,
something.
no, you're not. It's somebody's car alarm outside.
So those I would say those are the two things that I really, really, really hope that they give us some additional information about. And I hope that when they do give us the additional information, it makes sense and it fits with the story that they're giving us. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew,
Yeah.
what do you got?
Yep.
For me right now, it's I'm already tired of the jealous lost puppy dog Egwene. I'm already tired of this shit. She wasn't that different in season 1, and here in season 2, it's the continuation of the I'm jealous of Nynaeve, just kind of like ambling around, pouting that nobody's paying attention to her kind of thing. It fits the Egwene character. I'm not saying it's disingenuous or whatever. This is how Egwene is in the books. It's just like about this point, if not before in the books, that I was tired of it. I'm tired of it in the TV show, which means they're doing a good job. It does. I am not criticizing the showrunners for it at all. It is absolutely accurate to Egwene. Madeline is absolutely killing it. Yes. Madeline plays Egwene, Zoe plays Nynaeve. I always have to make sure I get that shit straight in my head because I'm terrible with names of people I know, much less people I don't.
Madeline was also Dora.
Was she?
Yep. She was Dora the Explorer.
Was there like a live action show or something she played?
Yes.
Oh.
It came out like days before she got announced as Egwene.
Yeah. I'm 30 years old now. So
watch your screen, Josh.
I got it. I'm pulling it up so I can show everybody.
I mean, I care more about Zoe playing the Pink Power Ranger than I do Madeline playing Dora the Explorer.
Speaking of which,
can you find the obvious thing on the screen? Fucking.
That's right. That's a spike through Uno's face. Yeah. So I also want to bring up, my partner and I last week saw Gran Turismo. Yosha is so good in that movie. He doesn't have nearly as big of a role as Rand, but he's actually fantastic as the asshole.
I can't wait to see it
in Gran Turismo. It's actually a very good movie, and Yosha does a great job with that role.
Yes! So excited. I might go see it this weekend.
I don't pay attention to movies and shit apparently. So
yeah,
and
so
all of my spare time in the future is about to be taken up, hopefully by Starfield, considering I bought the fucking game.
Hey, nice.
So,
are you going to stream that on Twitch?
I don't know. I'll probably play it a little bit and see if I enjoy it or something. I don't know. We'll see, because there's a thing about like trying to play a game and see if I enjoy it
for a bit before you actually go ahead and start streaming it.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
Because there's a little bit of pressure with playing with streaming, which I'm not just talking out of my ass. I did do the whole like Twitch streaming thing for 7-8 months or so.
True.
Maybe a little longer a while back. It's very easy to get burnout on, especially if you have like a significant other that keeps getting pissed about how long you're on the computer. Like, sorry, I was having fun.
Hey, that's not a problem for me anymore.
We'll see.
Wow. All right.
I don't know that anybody else knew that. So.
Did I just out myself?
I mean, yeah.
Whatever.
It's everybody knows.
It's you and yourself. So, I mean.
Yeah. Right.
You can reveal your own life information.
Me and myself have a lot of fun together.
I believe you.
Shut up.
Let me introduce you to my new friend Jill.
And her sister Lil.
And we're having a 3-way tonight. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But so there's the Egwene thing, and which is one of those like love-hate things. Like, okay, you're doing the character right. You're doing very well with making me feel the same way about the character at this point in the TV show as I did at this point in the books. So you're doing very well with Egwene. But also I want to see, as always, more from Rand. I felt the same way through, not the Great Hunt, but the Dragon Reborn. I always wanted to know more of what was going on with Rand. And I'm not necessarily the biggest fan that we're already getting kind of like Dragon Reborn style Rand in what's kind of the Great Hunt era.
Okay,
but what we've gotten has been
Hunt Rand.
Yeah, has been pretty good. I do love the coat. I understand why Yosha took it home with him, because I would have definitely done that too. It's a fucking dope ass coat. And if I could fit it and not be fat guy in little coat, I would definitely want it. Maybe they can make one in a bigger size. Somebody somewhere is probably making this shit as we speak. But no, I love it. I love that we're starting to see a bit more of the Rand channeling and the indications of, hey, I can't control it. Dreams are starting to interfere with it. There's speculation about why that's happening, and for those that know the things that cause it to be speculative, you know why it's speculative. If you don't know, well, WAFO, watch and find out. So,
get your
it's still good.
Get your WAFO.
I do love it. It is fantastic. And then for the parts of the fantasy draft, I do love that there are flashbacks to season 1 that are explaining scenes from season 1, and we still get to see Yosha with all of his curly locks. And it's gaining characters points in season 2 that otherwise may not have those points. It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope.
It is pretty dope, isn't it?
It is pretty dope.
It is pretty
dope.
It is.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with the rest. We have 5 more episodes to go. The next one coming out in 2 days for us. So by the time you're listening to this publicly, the episode we're talking about to come out will have come out last week, and there'll be another episode that just came out last night / this morning as you're listening to this one publicly, and we'll be down to 3 episodes left by the time you hear this out in the interwebs.
Facts.
So
and we do have a few more TV show breakdowns throughout this season here that we're going to do. So look out for those if you want to go ahead and hear more about what our thoughts on the TV show are. Just hang out. We'll be there. Yeah. We'll be with you. And we will sit with those episodes a little bit, think about them critically, come back to you with thoughts, and then we'll do one for the whole season. So
we hope that you sit down and listen to us geek out about the TV show just like you would with other people watching it. Because barring the occasional inspiration that Josh gets in editing or we get during recording, we're probably not going to do like so many other people do and throw up like a couple clips or pictures or whatever. It may happen. It probably won't. It just depends on free time and creativity inspiration that hits Josh in the ass. So hopefully it feels like you're just kind of geeking out about the show with us.
Inspiration in the butthole.
Yeah.
That's where you receive your inspiration.
By all means,
everyone
let us know
line
what you
up
thought.
To receive your inspiration.
Yeah. By all means, let us know what you thought about the TV show up to whatever point you are watching or listening to this, because I guarantee you at least the 3 of us are up to date on the most recent episodes that are out, because I'm pretty sure we mark that time on our calendar off and dare anybody to interfere with it. So
don't text me when Wheel of Time's on. Don't do it.
I mean, you can. It's just you're going to be left on unread for a while. So, but let us know what you think specifically about season 2, episodes 1, 2, and 3 down in the comments below, or the feedback on the episode, or hit us up on Discord, or you can even hit us up at Twitter at Tower Podcast, and just let us know what you think. And if you're coming at this and we're all the way at season 7, let us know what you think about the entire series up until now. It'd be cool to find somebody that's
That right?
commenting on this shit
Time
so far in the
travelers. Come
Yeah.
come comment on our comments.
Yeah, come.
Come, my lady. Come, my lady.
I'm a chameleon.
Oh, come a chameleon.
Sugar, baby.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for talking with us about the greatest damn thing that's ever happened in this generation. That is the TV show of the Wheel of Time. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I don't know. The smartphone's pretty cool.
Shh, that was last generation.
Well, I'm a millennial technically, so
Well, I'm an elder millennial, so shut up and respect your elders, bitch.
you born before '86?
I was born in '81, son.
Oh, I don't think you're a millennial. I think
I'm an
millennial
elder
cutoff is 86.
millennial. I'm telling you.
No,
They tell me this all
I
the
think you're a
time.
boomer.
I'm right on the cusp.
Okay, boomer. Okay, boomer.
Fuck you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to another amazing show where the boys in the black are just absolutely killing it like they did at Dumais Wells. We not pouring one out for the Shido. They deserve that shit. I'll pour one into my mouth, though. We
Do
want to
what
thank you all for
Uno
listening.
could not do successfully and swallow.
What?
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 Can I just say
Definitely-
our Cuss Like Flaming Uno sticker has extra meaning now?
Oh, it does.
Like
Oh.
even in defense of your life,
Cuss
you stand
like
and
flaming
spit in
Uno.
Blacker's eye and cuss like flaming Uno.
That, you know what?
Yeah.
Look
I
right
wish we
here,
changed the
guys.
graphic
Right
on it
here,
to like golden horns.
I'm gonna put. See this? This is the design. Cuss like flaming Uno. You need to go to our Spreadshirt and get it right
Mhm.
now because it's hot.
Do it.
It's a hot
if
item.
you're already
right
a
now.
Patreon, you are already getting that sticker, so you are more than welcome
right.
to buy new copies. You will also get
Wait
that
till
sticker
October.
on us. Yes.
And if you want to get
It
the
is not
sticker,
coming to you quite yet, but soon.
Don't-
want to get the sticker, become a patron by October 5th.
Don't
Easter?
forget the stickers this time, Andrew.
I didn't forget them
You
last
won't
time.
tease our
I was just busy.
That's great.
I was busy. Now I did lose the stamps. I have no idea where the fuck those went. So I had to get another roll of stamps. So
That's okay. You'll find them
Indeed.
later.
Understood.
So thanks for being here. Thanks for
One day
tuning in.
I'll
Thanks for
have all
listening.
these
Thanks for
things.
being awesome. Thanks for being super, super cool. Thanks for behaving yourselves while we dole out your weekly dose of taint. We hope you found it tangy and unsettling. We hope that wherever you are, you're having a fantastic one and that you leave here just a little bit more insane than you were when you first showed up. If that's the case, then we've done our jobs and we thank you for letting us do our jobs. From all of us here at the Black Tower, I have been your Sorbonne Mahale, Josh.
And make sure that as we learn from one of our favorite characters in the TV show, that you slowly work your way up to bigger and bigger sizes. And don't try to take it all at once, or you might burst at the seams. I've been your Bajan Mahale, Andrew.
And I am going to leave it at that, being your Almond Con Hail Daniel.
God damn it, Andrew!
Thank you so much for being here. You guys are awesome. You are our favorite people. And from all of us here at the Black Tower Podcast, thank you for listening to our latest episode. We hope that you're having a lovely morning. And in case we don't see you again, good afternoon, good evening, and good throat. Good night. God.
You've been having so much trouble just fitting